School officials say it was a discouraging start to the year.
As of last week, an estimated half of the high schoolers in the Salem-Keizer school district were failing one or more classes. Fox 12's Brenna Kelly spoke with a principal who explains how they're helping many of their students get back on track. Brenna?
Well, there's only one day left in the quarter, and the McNary High School principal tells me, going with the theme of 2020, they've made some unprecedented changes to help their students.
Teachers that might be teaching for 25 years were actually first-year teachers this year. It was all new for them. And students that might be seniors in high school, they were kind of like, just starting school over again as well.
It's been a challenging start to the school year everywhere. As of last week, an estimated half of the nearly 13,000 high school students in Salem-Keizer School District were failing at least one class.
And I understand it. It was disheartening to see, but I also understand why we were there.
McNary High School principal Eric Jesperson says before the pandemic, they'd average 9 to 10% of F grades. A few weeks ago, 38% of grades were failing, and 700 students had at least 1 0, indicating they hadn't turned in any work.
Many kids actually started the work, but for whatever reason, they weren't getting it turned in, whether it's they didn't understand the instructions or the process, or they just need a little extra push to get them over the edge to be successful.
Jesperson says the data showed students receiving special education services and English language learners experienced the most negative impact of distance learning. So they started in-person learning with those groups first and expanded from there. Over 2 days this week, they invited a total of 300 students into the building in 56 separate cohorts. And not only that, Jesperson asked teachers to stop assigning graded homework altogether for the rest of the quarter.
They know that this is not something I would normally do. We try to be a lot more measured than that, but everyone understands that we're doing the best we can. The kids are doing the best they can, and sometimes you need to make an adjustment.
Since October 20th, McNary has reduced the number of F grades by 14%.
And it just reinforced the fact that education at its very core is all about relationships, and bringing kids in and developing those relationships and continuing those relationships with kids, that's the secret sauce. That's what really matters.
While Jesperson feels confident they're on the right track, he, like many other families, are concerned about long-term effects of distance learning.
I worry about kids that are not doing those extracurricular activities that they typically would. Even after the virus has been defeated, we have a lot of work to do to make sure that we're transitioning into an opportunity for kids to be successful.
And beginning next week, the district has given schools guidance with attention to the governor's 2-week pause to limit the number of kids coming into the school to no more than 10% of the student body. Meanwhile, I also reached out to Portland Public Schools and the Beaverton School District to see what their situation was. Neither of those districts could share their data. Reporting live, Brenna Kelly, Fox 12 Oregon.